Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another top 10 movie list for a year that I haven't covered. And we're going all the way back to 13 years ago, the year of the London 2012 Olympics. So, yes, the third year of the 2010s decade, and one of the fan favourite years for film of the 2010s, 2012. And luckily, the world didn't come to an end that year. There was no apocalypse. That Mayim's prediction turned out to be bullshit. Luckily, we are still here. And boy, was that year chuck loaded with some uh, uh, fabulous blockbusters, and including a return to Middle Earth at the 50th anniversary of James Bond. It just the list goes on. So without further ado, if you want to know my top 10 personal favourite movies of 2012, then just keep watching. And before we begin today's list, I just wanted to make the point that if there's a certain movie from 2012 that isn't on this list that you wanted to see, well, I'm so sorry. I either didn't watch it or didn't think it was worthy to make the list. But if you respect my top 10, but if you respect my personal opinion on these movies, I wholeheartedly respect yours, of course. And we're going to start this list with some honourable mentions of movies that just missed the list for me. And the first honourable mention is The Snowman and the Snow Dog, the sequel made on to mark the 30th anniversary of the original Snowman, one of the all-time greatest British animated movies and Christmas films. And it does have the same charm and magic of the first film, and I'm so grateful it was hand-drawn animated and not a CGI. It's just the plot is a derivative rehash of the original Snowman, and the ending kind of contradicts the message of the original film. Then we have Drez, and Drez is Drez is freaking awesome as a reboot. So this is how you do a reboot, not the amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, just Judge Drez and his assistant to form a surprisingly emotional rookie and teacher relationship, and my god, does it have some of the most immaculate shots of 2012. It's this movie isn't that rewatchable to me because it can get downright disturbing in places. The Raid, Empire magazine hailed this as the most exciting action movie of 2012, and yeah, they weren't wrong to a degree. This movie was truly the Die Hard of 2012. It's just its story is nothing to write home about. Les Miserables, we dreamed a dream Les Mis would get a movie, and we got one. A far better Tom Hooper movie than Cats, whatever that catastrophe was. Anne Hathaway and Hugh Jackman especially made the cast for this movie stellar. It's just Russell Crowe was clearly the weak link and the miscast. And the last honourable mention, The Dark Knight Rises. Could this be the weakest of the Dark Knight trilogy for me on reflection? Maybe, but this is still a grand conclusion to the Batman reboot trilogy that Batman so desperately needed at the time after the Joel Schumacher films. And boy, does all that ending still shock you and get you every time. Even if Batman Begins is my favourite of the trilogy now on reflection. So now, without further ado, let's dive into my actual top 10 list. At number 10, Life of Pi, and Ang Lee, you redeemed yourself, man, after your shitty Hulk movie. Ang Lee is not known for being an action director, so he was the perfect director to direct an adaptation of a book where not a lot happens, so the source material for Life of Pi fits him like a glove. The visuals are masterful. This is certainly the Avatar of 2012, and yeah, and me and my mum and sister, when we saw this on the big screen, yeah, we were dazzled by the visuals, and but we agreed the Indian boy traveling in the boat with Richard Parker the tiger did go on a bit. It's like 80% of the movie, but the beginning and the end are the best parts, and the emotional core of the film, and do make up for that. At number 9, yes, this is gonna be one that makes you all go, Harry, have you lost your mind? But screw it. Ice Age 4 Continental Drift. Yes, I know like 90% of you will be putting this on your top 10 worst movies of 2012, but I seriously think Continental Drift is the most underrated and most misunderstood Ice Age installment. Me and my mum and sister were underwhelmed by Ice Age 3, so Ice Age 4 restored our faith in the franchise, and this should have been the last Ice Age movie. It's really the last good one. Certainly the last one that's actually funny. Oh my god, me and my mum and sister were laughing at nearly every scene, and Captain Gut is the best Ice Age antagonist to date, so Peter Dinklage deserves more voice work, and Sid's granny, voiced by Wanda Sykes, so she is the greatest Ice Age supporting character ever. And Manny being a father to his daughter Peaches was the first time he'd gotten to properly be a father since losing his family in the first Ice Age, so it was a nice emotional tie back to that first film. And this was not a bad 10th anniversary celebration of the first Ice Age. I think a lot more people will appreciate this film more when Ice Age Boiling Point comes in 2027. At number 8, one of DreamWorks' most forgotten masterpieces, Rise of the Guardians. Yes, it's such a shame this movie released in overly crowded winter season at competition with not only Skyfall and that Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 shit, and The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. So sadly, this film bombed so hard that DreamWorks have never made a sequel to it since. But how The Boss Baby and Trolls got sequels and Rise of the Guardians didn't it is completely unfair, because Rise of the Guardians, well, it's this film, like Toy Story, makes you cherish your childhood, and it really told a Avengers like story for families in a awesome and fun way, having Jack Frost team up with Tooth Fairy, Santa, Easter Bunny, and Sandman to take on the Boogeyman. I mean, that sounds epic as hell on paper, and the movie sure is epic as hell, and visually a treat. At number 7, the superior of the two DreamWorks movies that year, in my honest opinion, da 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 circus, da 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 Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro bugala Afro. Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. Yeah, I saw this movie for my birthday because it released in the UK in October, months later than the US, and this is the best of the Madagascar trilogy. I don't care what anybody thinks. Yes, some like Scrofulous Productions rate it as the weakest because they criticise how the film ignores the events of the first two films, especially Madagascar 2, like forgetting Alex's parents even exist. But I could see that, but DreamWorks would make up for that in their sequels to Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon later on by tying in their trilogies fully together. But Madagascar 3 for me, this is the movie we've been waiting for. The entire trilogy was building up to their return to the zoo, and they realised, well, in the end, leaving Central Park Zoo was the best thing they ever did, because they were actually living and they grew closer than ever. And the supporting characters of the circus, Vitali the tiger, Jana the cheetah, and Stefano the sea lion. They are my favourite Madagascar characters. Yeah, I adore them that much. And Caboban Dubois, she's the uh, best, my favourite Madagascar villain, no question. And that circus scene to Casey Parry's firework, oh, that was amazing. At number 6, Here I Am, oh, Barbie, the Princess and the Popstar. Yes, I know Barbie fans have pointed out that this film feels like a copy of Barbie, the Princess and the Pauper, but it's a modern take on the story, whereas Princess and the Pauper was more fairy tale-esque. This is certainly more modern, but despite that, there's still lots of glamour to it and a lot to love, especially the bond between Kira and Turi, like how they meet, frequently in the movie, more than you'd think, strengthening their friendship. And the soundtrack is a blast, especially Here I Am, Kira's, primary song in the movie. And I will say the animation is certainly upped in quality compared to the 2004 animation of Princess and the Pauper. And the villain is a new Barbie villain, Kira's assistant, who makes for an unlikely villain who wants to steal the diamond garden. This is nearly as strong as Princess and the Pauper for me, and deserves more love. This should have been the last time a Barbie movie did this storyline. At number 5, the highest grossing movie of 2012, the Avengers, and holy moly, Marvel delivered with this one. They've been building up to the Avengers film for 4 years with a hint that the Avengers movie was coming at the end of Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2 and Captain America First Avenger, which of Phase 1, Iron Man good, Incredible Hulk incredible, Iron Man 2 bad, and First Avenger just meh. But the Avengers completely takes the cake of Phase 1. Like the Deathly Hallows Part 2, it doesn't need a lot of character development to be a great movie. It can completely cut to the chase and amaze. And I love how it takes the Avengers time to fully, bond like a family, and like a family, and this is the best and most intimidating Loki is as an antagonist before the MCU would turn him into a running joke, and that's and the Battle of New York, still one of the most impressive Marvel final battles to this day. And there's never a dull moment throughout its runtime, and this was the comic book movie to rival The Dark Knight for best comic book movie of all time at the time, and it was the highest grossing superhero movie at the time, until it was of course dethroned by its sequels. Endgame and Infinity War are the greatest Avengers movies, without a shadow of a doubt, but this is still way better than Age of Ultron. At number 4, Skyfall, the most flawless 50th anniversary celebration of James Bond. That's puts the 40th anniversary celebration Die Another Day to freaking shame. Man, Skyfall is still a masterpiece, and a pure gem in the James Bond canon. I mean, this was the first Bond movie I ever saw on the big screen with my mum, so that's why it's particularly special to me. And my God, it was a rise from start to finish. And from the opening, they make you think that Bond is really dead. Is this really the end of 007? And I mean, and the villain Silver may have underwhelmed me a little, but the action happening around Silver and the threat that he posed was still strong enough to keep the stakes of this movie so damn high. And you really you really feel that Bond's Bond with Judi Dench's M really comes full circle here. This is her finest hour in the Bond films by far. We really salute her in this film. And my god, the cinematography when Bond is in China, mwah, mwah, by Roger Deakins. I mean, it's just some of the most electrifying cinematography I've seen in a film in general. And Adele's Skyfall, you will never get sick of that song. Whenever it plays, it is a powerhouse. And I can totally see why this is considered the fan favourite of the Daniel Craig Bond era and the peak of the Craig Bond movies. Well, between this and Casino Royale, but I'm somebody in the minority who favours Spectre and No Time to Die slightly above this one. At number 3, Brave. Yes, I am about to give my particularly brave defence of a vastly overhated and lower rated Pixar classic. Brave is one of Pixar's most underrated for sure, and it's a brave movie. It's another brilliant and visually stunning and emotionally impactful brilliant movie from Pixar, one of the greatest animation studios of all time. And Merida, she's more than worthy to be Pixar's first female protagonist, because Kelly MacDonald, she truly nailed it, and Merida's finally a Disney princess that doesn't need a man or a love interest. And it was just, the film was solely focused on the bond with her mother, the strict Queen Eleanor, who was trying to control her life, but they both had to come to a compromise by the end, which is a beautiful mother and daughter story. And King Ferguson, Eleanor's brothers, are of course the comic relief of the film, and they are a barrel of fun. You can't go wrong with Billy Colony, and the mother transforming into a bear. Yes, it has similarities to Brother Bear, but it's not an exact rip-off. And bears are some of my favourite animals, so whenever a bear is in a movie, I am happy. And Mordu as the film's antagonist, well, he is the most formidable and scariest movie bear since The Fox and the Hound. But that final bear fight is one of Pixar's most underrated and most enthralling climaxes, and one of their most brutal. And that second sunset, still one of Pixar's most tear-jerkiest endings today. And 10 years after this film, we get another awesome and underrated mother and daughter Pixar movie, Turning Red, which I'm delighted. I think this film deserved to win Best Animated Feature. Screw Wreck-It Ralph's. At number 2, Pitch Perfect. Yes, it's Pitch Perfect by name and Pitch Perfect by nature. Wow. Pitch Perfect was the biggest surprise of 2012, and I did not expect it to lead to a great Pitch Perfect trilogy. This film was really a true celebration of talent and what it means to work in a group and to get your voice out to the world. It's I'd watch this over American Idol or The X Factor easily. Yes, Anna Kendrick was in another movie that same year, Paranorman, but this is her better performance of those two. And Anna Kendrick and Brittany Snow and Rebel Wilson, wonderful here as the Bellas. The Bellas are my absolute favourite movie band, and I wish I could be one of them. The singing scenes never bored me. I was applauding in every single one. And my number one favourite movie of 2012 is The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Oh, oh my God. Peter Jackson, you did not disappoint. So with your 9-year wait as a return to Middle Earth, this is like the golden prequel. And Unexpected Journey, unpopular opinion, is my favourite of the trilogy. I don't care. Yeah, this film captured the spirit and heart of the book, the of Tolkien's work, the best of the three films, and it was it's the most charming of the three. It's the most heartfelt, and it it made me laugh and cry more than the second and third. And yeah, yeah, Peter Jackson couldn't have picked anybody better when he cast Martin Freeman as young Bilbo Baggins, and even Richard Armitage deserves a ton more recognition as Thorin Oakenshield. And I mean, I don't care that that the Hobbit trilogy did not follow the book exactly, because it's an adaptation. It's okay for movie adaptations of books to be different if they improve over the book, which I think the Hobbit trilogy did, in all honesty. And yeah, I love that Peter Jackson told the Hobbit trilogy is another Lord of the Rings like experience, and on an epic scale. No reason why the Hobbit can't be an epic too. Oh, and we actually get to see Galadriel and Gandalf interact in this movie, which we barely got in the other trilogy. And Kate and Ian have the sweetest chemistry. Howard Shore's score is one of this may be my second favorite Middle Earth score that he composed. It is sweeping and epic. And Song of the Lonely Mountain by Neil Finn, that hands down the number one end credit song of the Hobbit trilogy. And it's probably the most terrific movie song of 2012 in general. It is so damn catchy. And it even the Gollum riddles in the dark scene. Do I need to say how terrific that scene is? And the CGI and visuals and production design and the work that went into this film is greatly overlooked. It still looks amazing and better than a lot of movies that released in 2025. And yes, it's the longest of the trilogy at 2 hours and 50 minutes, but does it feel that long? Absolutely not. And yeah, I'm so pleased this was the second Middle Earth movie to surpass $1 billion. I would take it over most of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. There, I says it. I am proud to call An Unexpected Journey my favourite movie of 2012. I saw this for my best bud's 17th birthday, and what a birthday celebration for him it was. So that was my top 10 best movies of 2012, and like my other lists for certain years, there are a lot of picks which a lot of people wouldn't have put on their lists, but of course the film is the most subjective of all art forms. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. And what are your top 10 favourite movies of 2012? Please comment and let me know. I can't wait to hear. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I share my top 10 worst movies of 2012. Because, well, there can be no best list without a worst list, am I right? And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.